Hello there, everybody, and welcome. This is going to be the very first episode of my Let's Play series for LEN'S Island, featuring the new Cursed Underworld patch, which introduces the caves and a lot of new stuff that has been recently added to the game. I'm starting out brand new here, and in all honesty, I haven't played this game in its older version, so I cannot tell you where the big differences are. I can only tell you that if you are watching this video while it's brand new, the game is still a couple of days in sale. So I put the link to the game into the description box if you want to have a closer look at it. That's where we go. So let's get started. So this is a typical survival building game, and I really enjoy it insofar as it has a nice voxel style to it, and we have the ability to alter and change this entire world to our liking. The very first couple of tasks are pretty clear. We want to construct a house and get ourselves acquainted here. So wood cutting, we do that with the axe, and in the lower left corner, you'll have the tools that we have available here. With this game, the inventory system is quite nifty. You have here your tool inventory, and that's my utility box. So here I store all the unlocked utilities, and I can put in here whatever I want. Inventory is linked between all utility boxes in the game. And apart from that, I have a backpack where all the resources land in that I am carrying around currently. My current backpack has a limit of 50 units per sword, and I can build myself stuff out of these things. Among these stuff things also is a small storage box, which allows me to store stuff from my backpack. So everything's clear, right? Let's cut some plant fibers. This is best done with a knife because it's much faster than the axe. But this knife, it won't hurt any tree. So that's a blueberry bush. These are really important for my early game survival, because right now we don't have too much food. I can also jump, by the way. The game also has sort of a rhythm-styled combat system, so I'm going to show you here with the pickaxe. So here's a stone to mine, and there's this white circle. Whenever I left-click when that white circle pops up, I land a critical hit. And while this is very easy to maintain with slow-hitting weapons and tools, in combat, it grows a lot more challenging to keep that going. So I'm just casually chopping up the resources that we require to get ourselves a little home going. By the way, don't get into the falling trees path. It hurts. So down here we have our armor rating, or HP, experience, because that's also a thing, and our hunger. So luckily our first encounter with hunger is going to get tackled by the blueberries, but they won't last forever. Luckily, there's a lot of stuff to eat here on the island, so there we go. Those roses, they will be useful later because we can sell them. So we're full of fibers. That's good. Should be in your breakfast too, but for my backpack, that's also a very good condition. So, ow, yikes, bees! Ah! So that's something that can happen to you when you're chopping trees. And there's a bottle. That's glass for us. So we can now start building. Building is a very pleasant thing in this game. It's very simple, easy to understand, pretty effective. So to build our house, we need foundation blocks. These are the blocks that we're going to use, well, as a foundation for a house. As you see here, the camera is now really movable, something you cannot do while you're in the free game modus, and I can rotate the item by pressing R. So we're setting up some platforms here, and I already ran out of what actually wood. So you see, we didn't even get the foundation down for a small house, and we already ran out of wood. So let's chop some more, but first let me grab some blueberries. So we will need a lot of fibers later for the roof as well. So the very first house building is a pretty simple task, but it's so much fun in all honesty. And the chain reaction, hooray! I love this. So we better chop up 50 of these wood pieces again, because we totally will need it. There's also these tree stumps there. Every tree that we're felling, or is that a thing? We're cutting, let's call it like that. You know, it's a German word to fell a tree, but I don't know if that transports to English. Whatever. So every tree that we cut here is going to regrow if we water it later, but right now we don't have a watering can. So, by the way, my plan for the series is to explore the content of the current state of the early access as thorough as possible, so you guys know what you're getting yourselves into. So as you see, building is very, very easily and quickly done. We almost have a house together. It's basically more work to get the resources together compared to the actual building process. I like that. I really, really like that. You might be not able to build as intricate structures as you can with other building building systems and games, but this one is really enjoyable to work with. That's all I can say. Clicked for me from the very first moment, and didn't confuse me at all. These are two very, very good qualities for a game like this. Confusion and feeling stuck with a certain task are really annoying feelings. And after a while, you see, you even get those chain reactions done. So, you also can tumble. And you can also air tumble, which looks damn cool. So, we're going to go now over this, and now we need a roof. So I'm really going to keep the roof simple, but oh no, the roof didn't need fiber, it needs clay. So we are now out for a new adventure. So let's explore the island a little bit and check out where we can find clay. So, oh yeah, these barrels here, they are also very important because we find usually machinery in there. So barrels are really, really good for you. If it is out on the sea, we have to move it to the shore first. Everything in the game can be also alternatively bought at the city. So I'm going to show you the city in a hot minute. There we go. Bananas! It's also pretty good. Alright, and there's the first pile of clay. Oh yeah. By the way, the map is randomly generated. The very first attempt I took, where I explored the game to understand it, I had a completely different map. So that's really pleasant. There we go. Oh boy, there's a lot of stones here. There we go. Let's take out all the clay. Stuff is respawning after a while, so... There we go. Alright, and while I'm here, you know, might as well pick up some stones. These are needed in so many different occasions. And we're right now setting up ourselves a base anyways, and therefore we can really use whatever resource we can get. It'll take a while for us to upgrade our gear, so there's no need to hurry or to rush. There we go. So let's eat a couple of blueberries. We are quite hungry. And blueberries, they only fill your hunger bar. They don't heal you. And by the way, you can also click stuff on the ground to pick it up. Pays off to pay attention to your environment here. Okay, so let's hope that this was enough clay to get the roof down. You can, of course, build smaller than that, but to me, that's already as small as I want it to go, in all honesty. So, if the game is considered this house as something it is already done, I don't think it is done before we have a roof on it. Here we go. Boom. You can also build multi-story. So we are currently building a very, very simple house. Speaking about which, we don't have a bed, we don't have a workbench. Let's put all these things in here. So the bed requires more wood, the workbench requires more wood, and we can at least put a storage box there. So I'll put the storage box outside because, you know, we will be using the storage box a lot now. So the real big benefit there is that the storage box fits more on a slot than 50. So you can compactify your inventory a little bit. And basically I made it a habit to drop off my stuff here so I can collect anew. And it's also worth noting that if you should die here, you will lose all the stuff in your backpack, material-wise. So it also pays off to drop off your stuff from time to time, so you don't lose when there's a whoopsie. You know? There we go. But currently, there are not too many risks. The biggest risk would be my is me and the bees. Me, because if I'm not paying attention, I might run into a tree, and the bees, well, I haven't found out yet how to find out whether or not a tree has bees from afar. Alright. That should be enough wood. And it seems as if we're getting that together before the night falls. That's nice. There we go. Let's cut some more fibers while we're here. I know from experience that we will need all of this. Ooh, what's that? Is that something? No. It's just a nice looking flower. Okay then. So, let's build. We do need a bed. So, can I place it closer to the wall? Oh well, whatever. What I really enjoy is the fact that you can actually get the things slightly, you can place down things in other positions than just straight angles. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss of words here right now. So, we can unlock the workbench, or we can unlock new blueprints at the workbench. It requires salvaged material, fibers, and wood. We will get more buildings that we cannot build right now from that, so we don't need to worry about that. It's time to go to bed for the first time. Sleep well then. So, apparently we're not able to build out of the chest, which is a little bit of a tragedy. It would be so awesome if the devs could fiddle that in. Anyways, let's move to our last task, activating the dungeon obelisk. So, the dungeon obelisk is, well, name implies, the structure in front of the dungeon, where we will do some fighting later, but not today. Today we're just roaming over there and check this wonderful thing out. So we activate it, and that is our tutorial done. Cool, hey? So here's 3 spots where we can now go. And as you see, there are 3 runes in front of the obelisk. When we've visited all those 3 spots, the obelisk will magically open the door for the dungeon. But we're far, far away from trying to dungeoneer here. No armor, no decent weapon, not even a torch. We shouldn't go underground yet. So, everything blueberry is mine, because you might not have noticed it already. One of those blueberry bushes actually dropped seeds, and that's what I'm after. Because then I can grow my own blueberries. There we go. That's what we're after. Machinery. Beautiful. So let's see what we got here on this island. There is something we need to do here. Let's see what it is. So we need to jump on over there. Alright. Yeah, thanks for the tutorial. I know what I'm doing here. So we learned that we can tumble and jump, which is very useful to know. And we also got ourselves some piers. And I think... yeah, more flowers. But sadly no seeds. Oh, too bad. So... I don't like to leave clay, because clay is actually not that easy to get. There we go. I don't know how far the early access of this game reaches, but so far, I can say progressing through this game is wonderful. It's a lot of fun, and the controls are very responsive and wonderful. Best moment ever, Len, to punch the tree instead of the clay deficit, when I was just mentioning how well everything works. Good job, my man, good job. Well, anyways, the controls really feel good. I really mean it when I say it. It's, there's not much jank here, it just feels very smooth. Don't know why it's a little bit laggy right now, though. So, do 100 rolls. I just unlocked an achievement. So, I think it's time to say hi to the village. So here at the village, we can actually do trading. So we can buy or sell materials that we are carrying around. Everything we see here can be actually bought or sold. We can also buy new things, utilities and stuff. And most importantly, we can also get ourselves our first torch here. So we're going to sell our flowers that we have harvested and exchange them for an adventurous torch, because that's just very, very useful. A new backpack is very nice too, but it requires tanned leather. We can also get ourselves a watering can, but that requires iron shards. So, it is time to move underground. But before we can do so, we would require a utility box. Sadly, here in the village we don't have one, but that's not much of a big deal. We just make one. Because right now, we don't have our torch equipped, and that is not acceptable. And therefore, let's just put a utility box here. Ooh, problem solved. And now we can re-equip what we require. This sandbox feeling is wonderful. I like this, that I can just influence the world, and especially being able to place down a chest in an environment like this, you know? This is the NPC hub. In many, many games, this is a sanctuary where players are not allowed to build anything. Just wanted to point that out. It might be a small thing, but to me, it means a lot. So let's go underground, which is actually new content, as I have learned by reading patch notes. I had no clue, but it's pretty cool. And we will find coal and iron down here. These are the two materials that we require. So we will make ourselves a watering can out of the iron. And most importantly, with those materials, we will be able to build the new stuff that the workbench can unlock for us. So this is also procedurally generated. The last underground I've been at looked different. So we are now looking for specific rocks. Or did it look different? Or is it the same? Looks pretty samey. Oh well, we'll see. So you can gather mushrooms here. Very, very cool stuff. And yeah, this is a handcrafted design. So over here is a ledge, and these are the rocks we're looking for. Sadly, I cannot zoom in closer, but as you see, this rock has little spikes going on him, and this doesn't. This is a rock which houses iron, which you might have already guessed. So we're going to harvest some, We're specifically looking for these boulders down here. Normal stone, we can acquire that above earth. No biggie. That's nothing special. But this stuff here is the stuff we came for. So we also are looking for coal. It looks very similar. It just has darker blobs. Here we go. That's that. And these are the big attractions down here. So it doesn't look like the underground is randomized yet. Wonder if they'll do that too. There we go. So don't leave these mushrooms behind. They're really good. Okay, let's pilfer the rest of this place. There's also lanterns here. If you put coal into them, you can light them. And also, you can fall down here. And you will suffer damage and respawn. We're not going to demonstrate that here, right? So, let's see if I have missed something here. There's another lantern. Another rock. Whoa! Baddies. Our first encounter. Luckily, we got ourselves a weapon to fight off these guys with. So, I gotta check if there's a spawner back there. Oh, well, it doesn't look like there is. Okay. Wait a sec. Usually these guys are coming from a spawner. But, oh, look at that. There's a bridge we can repair. So, there's already adventure around the corner. But for now, we're going to say hello to the adventure and greet it friendly and pass by while we're gathering coal and iron. Because these two resources will help us a lot. And you don't get too much per boulder. But especially the iron we will require to upgrade our gear. Alright. So, let's eat some blueberries. And also it's time to allocate a skill point. So, I can increase my total health with that. We get skill points for everything we do. You can increase your skills and your harvesting and your comet skills. I don't know how well it is worked out as of yet. Oh, I missed a rock. But we're going to find out. My goal for this little series is here to find out what the game has already in store and to showcase that so you guys can decide what you think about it. It was for me a very, very pleasant surprise. I had this game on my watch list for a while, or a longer while, but by now I gotta admit, early access titles, I often wait with them until they are finished, because, you know, I see games that get developed over the course of the time and then they change, and my videos are not correct anymore, and I came to the habit that if I don't get an invitation, I don't take every early access with me. And speaking about which, the kind developers of this game actually were so friendly. So, let's see. We only found one stone for iron yet. This is really not acceptable. There's another of those little critters. They're not too dangerous. So, unlucky for us, we only found one iron. Ah, well. At least we did find one node of iron. We can come back another day, another time. This stuff down there respawns. So, well, I don't know the timers. Let me know if you know. But we're going to come back down here. Well, I don't know, in a couple of days or so. But I do know already other areas that I want to check out where we get to go underground another time. So maybe we will find some iron there. But what we found will get us somewhere already. The iron should be definitely enough for the watering can. Yeah, we just need some wood. Oh yeah, we need to re-equip the axe for that. There we go. And let's get ourselves started here. I gotta think about how to earn myself some money in the near future as well. But for today, we're just establishing ourselves. Gaining coin is not so much of a big thing as of yet. But I'm always after the watering can first, because it allows me to regrow trees in my vicinity. Because if I'm not mistaken, trees don't regrow unless you water them. So this also allows you to, well, harvest wood on a more regular basis. Alright, there we go. Oh, there's some more blueberry. Okay. Let's get that beautiful little thing here. Apart from that, we're not going to unlock anything else yet. Or do we? These little buggers, we need to hunt them later too. They're new as well. So we could get ourselves a fishing pole. Would require a lot of our salvage material though. I'm not willing to get that. Yeah, there's a globe. We can sell sapphires here if we happen to have any. Yeah, well. This is stuff for later. So the sun is setting. It's growing dark. So we're going to go back to our home, you know. And when I see that clay lump, I get OCDs. But we're going to get Len to bed. Make sure that we're going to upgrade our workbench. And what's happening after that will be the topic of the next episode, my dear friends. So I hope you enjoyed the run so far. I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. Progressing through it feels very fluid, and we're going to check that out together over the course of the time. And, well, I'd be really happy to have you a little bit longer with me. So feel free to drop me your comments. A thumbs up or a subscription to the channel would be absolutely amazing and wildly appreciated. Also, check out Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. There's links down there below to these, and these are the best ways and means to support this channel directly without losing too much of the money to fees and the like. So, I thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you have a great day. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.